And the Napa Sim XFINITY Series is here for race 6 in Southern California. We are here at Auto Club for what should be a very exciting race today. A racetrack that is very wide, multi-group. Drivers could go all over the place to make passes. This is one of the best tracks on the schedule, and you are going to see some of the best racing that we will see all season for either series, Xfinity today or Cup tomorrow when they will be racing. Data's on the front row next to Boca Blitz. These two drivers got full control with the green flag, but the second you hit that finish line, everyone will be ducking out of line, trying to make passes right away. But this is one of those racetracks where the high side is actually the preferred lane. So how many drivers are going to be willing to make that lane work? So many drivers head to racetracks where it is a bottom lane dominant racetrack. But now these drivers have to get accustomed to ripping the top lane to make passes today. It is going to be an exciting one today. 38 drivers. Mac, we now head to you. Well, we are here in Auto Club. What are going to be your thoughts on today, do you think?
We will see how the shift in racing style will affect how these guys run today. Highline dominant track, as you mentioned last season. We had a non-Xfinity driver win here, but not the way you're thinking. Sean, who is now a full-time driver in this field, actually won here last season. He is the defending winner at this track. So, with that being in mind, it seems like experience is not going to play that much of a role if a truck winner can roll up and win in his debut race in the Xfinity Series, which could be big for some guys like AC, who had an impressive run at Las Vegas just last week in that number 42 machine.
Yeah, a lot of drivers here have experience here, but there are drivers like AC that are going to be heading here for their very first time. Trucks are on an off week, so AC, one of those drivers that get another start in this Xfinity Series, no experience other than a little bit of practice and qualifying we had. So we will see how AC does after a very impressive run in Vegas just last race. We got rookie spend. We got a lot of rookies out here. I mean, just look there. There's Gino kept in the 38, another one of our truck regulars. That's a rookie here in Xfinity, part-time, Sheldon Preed. A lot of drivers that get their first taste here of this racetrack, and it's going to be an exciting one. You can work basically any lane. This is a pure handling and skill racetrack. If you're going to be good today, you got to have a good car under you, but you also got to know how to work that wheel to perfection. But we're ready to see who is able to do that in qualifying with today's starting grid. In row 1, Data, his first pull of the season next to Boca Blitz. Back to row 2, it is Peyton next to Chase. Row 3, how about this qualifying effort from CJ? And then there is Perry, who has a great qualifying effort starting in 6. Back to row 4, it's NASCAR Sim and Bug already. 2 wins on the season. And back to row 5, hometown kid Dylan next to Scene in the 7.
Row 6, we got Nexus and Dalton. Row 7 got a start here from Whitty and Cam. Then in row 8, we got 44 Mac back in that machine. Ran the 56 last race at Vegas, and the 52 away side. Following them is the 51 machine this week. It's Isolated and Cole. And then I believe running out of top 20 is going to be Sean and Mike.
Now let's jump back to row 11. It's Arctic and Spend. Back to row 12, Redeem and Raven. And row 13, that is AC in the 482 looking to carry a lot of momentum here into today's race with TXN to his outside. Row 14, there's our Vegas winner. Matthew started a bit deeper in the field next to Misty. And back to row 15, that is Javier and Gino kept.
Row 16, we've got Doug coming back for the first time since Daytona and Sup NASCAR. Row 17, we got Breck Blue and Sheldon Preed. Row 18, we got Flower, an unusual appearance in the back here, and Bella. And rounding out our field is going to be Noah and Jack.
Yeah, and actually, Doug, he made a start at Atlanta as well. This will be his 3rd race of the year. Another person from California. We got a few California natives in the field today. We will see how they do. But we're about ready to get going here at Auto Club. It's going to be a 60-lap race. Let's get into it here in Fontana.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines are fired. We are ready to go here at Oakland. Field has now rolled off here. It will be Data leading the field to green, first pole of the season and his first career pole at Boca Blitz, still looking for his first win in the Xfinity Series. This would be an amazing time to do it, starting on the outside pole. And Peyton Cup driver go to, and Chase also still looking for his first win of the season. Our track where you could go practically anywhere to make passes. What will these drivers do today? A lot of learning for a lot of these drivers, but they got 60 laps to figure it out. Tri-oval, Data, Boca Blitz will lead this field to green. And we are underway in SoCal. Let's go racing! 60 laps.
We go into turn 1. Everyone's starting to fan out here. Look at Mac taking it 4 wide already in the turn 1. Good start for the 05 and 36. They're going to easily clear this before Boca Blitz. He has not had a good start. Two is now Peyton looks to the inside of Data for the lead. As everyone now searching for what line they're going to want to use coming into turn 3 and 4. Everyone's going to want to maybe go to the top line, but you can be better good at any line if you have the car for it. As off the edge before Data, way clear the lead, and from his first career pole, he will lead the first lap of the race.
Here we come flying by here. What a start for Data. Clears out ahead of the field. Now Boca Blitz will try and take second. He'll wrap that top lane, and look at how good you can carry it through this exit. This is one of those racetracks, very old surface. Tire wear will become a thing depending on how many cautions there might be if drivers get opportunities to get fresher tires. But you can make any lane work, just like as Max said, if you have a good handling race car. But that preferred lane is the top. Oh my goodness, big dive there. Seeing found a hole that didn't really exist. Somehow makes it work though. Perry has moved into the top 5, and I mean, just look at this spots as they can while it matters most. Oh my goodness, look at Wayside trying to go up the middle. Dan in the 97 struggling just a little bit. Mike already.
You see fly by here. We saw some 5x5 coming to the line here. Now going to be some crazy on the back stretch. We have lots of battles in jostling position. Everyone wants to get as many positions as they can at the start of these races. As Boca Blitz starting to run down 36 of Data. CJ trying to get by Peyton. Peyton now down to 4th. He started 2nd, I believe. Now he started 3rd. My apologies. Chase run through the middle. Data still out front, but he may not be out there long.
Scene enters into the bottom, tries to get to the inside of Bug. But again, just couldn't hold the throttle there. I mean, other than a tiny bit of practice, 30 minutes or so of practice in your qualifying session, unless if you ran cup practice in qualifying, then you're out here on the track with 30 more cars than you were used to running with in practice. Instead of being able to run whatever line you wanted to, now there's a bunch of other cars to your inside, to your outside, and now you got to get accustomed to that. But just like I said, we got to line this racetrack is Raven's all the way down by the apron, and then you got Mac all the way up by the wall. So you can fit 4 cars in between those two. This track is so wide. But because of that, as it looks like CJ's taking second for Boca Blitz, it also means pretty easy mistakes here. I think you can maybe pull a side job. Ooh, Chase trying to get in front of Mike. Couldn't do it. Perry will get it kind of down, but you can see how much everyone wants to top Perry through a big block on Dan, and it'll work. Perry will actually clear Dan and will stay in front of him.
Yeah, but now we have a bunch of these Fords battling for the second spot. We've got more cars trying to get slowed in as it happens. Chase now to the inside of Wayside, looking around for these top 15 spots, but he's going to get a bad entry there. Several guys will get by him, and this midfield will definitely be a place to watch as Boca Blitz and CJ still battle for second. Peyton in the distance of that battle too. And we seem to be, for the time being, starting to already kind of get into a rhythm. Starting to slowly file out to mainly single file with some double file action. but we will see if that remains. We also have some guys like Flower and Doe trying to make their way there with the back. Cole, bad start. He's already back here.
Yeah, Cole is one of those drivers that I'm not sure if he has any experience at this racetrack. So our driver is trying to get accustomed. We have a battle for the lead, and it's not even a battle. CJ just takes it. That's how good that high side is. Wasted no time. I think Data experimented with that bottom lane. He better not do that again because he has lost 2 spots. CJ to the point at Auto Club. I don't really think we've seen CJ in the lead really at all this season so far. So a nice little fresh change. Here comes Boca Blitz.
Yeah, CJ mainly one we have seen. He does good on the intermediates. Has 2 wins of them at Las Vegas in season 1 and Kentucky in season 2. But we haven't seen much during the season. He's been mainly mid-pack, been getting gradually better as the season has progressed. Now starting to.
Big draft here down this back straightaway. Mike there in the middle. That's Wayside. NASCAR Sim moving forward. Perry's holding on strong here in this top 10 early. And now we have another bound for the lead. Boca Blitz tries to get to the inside of CJ and was able to do that. But the run there, just there's so much more momentum on that top lane. And Data will now try and take second again. He will. It's top 5 at the moment. All regulars. Good start to the race for the regulars, but CJ and Data in control.
Got Bug here. Now we got Bug here to the inside of Boca Blitz looking for that P3 position. Data just got that from Boca Blitz, and yeah, he will get it. Boca Blitz out of P. Ooh, back corner for Bug though. Boca Blitz is gonna get right back around that outside. May have the spot. Yes, he does at the line.
We'll see let's drive it in, take the spot back from Boca Blitz. Doesn't look like it yet, but ooh, Bug with a good middle of the corner. That's the first time today I've seen that middle lane work better than that top lane. Kept up with him down the back straightaway. No side draft. He chooses to let Boca Blitz get a little bit of advantage down that back straightaway. And now in the 3, Scene's now going to enter the picture. Bug can't slide up in front of Scene. Now Scene gets to his outside for 4th. Payne still in 6th, and Nexus code up to 7th.
Yeah, as Bug tried to get that hole, trying to fill in that hole, he couldn't do it. Scene will get by him. Now Data and Boca Blitz starting to breathe down the throat of CJ.
Ooh, here he comes. Data chooses to actually get behind him here. We'll give him a little bit of draft. Now if I'm CJ, yeah, go right to that high side. I don't know what Data was thinking. Oh, what a big drive in from Data, and it's going to work. What a move from that bottom lane. That's why he wanted to push CJ. He felt confident down on that bottom lane and took it. Data back to the point, but now he has to slide up here and keep that lead. But man, that was from what we've seen so far all weekend for Data to roll that bottom like that and take the lead. That was good. And no contest. He'll be able to slide up and keep the lead, it looks like. The CJ will have a run. Data's not going to contest, though, being very conservative here in the early going, letting CJ get back to him.
Yeah, maybe Data Sim can just make that bottom line work like he can the top. That could be huge if it succeeds. But now CJ right back to the outside of Data, and they're going to be side by side here in the front strip. We got other cars on his now. Nexus trying to get around that 50 of Bug as CJ is retaking the lead. Nexus is going to get around the outside of Bug and Peyton, I believe.
Bug drives it in. Look at that high side. Oh man, Boca Blitz just did not get going. There is very little grip on that bottom lane, but there's more grip than that. That was just a back corner and getting ran down by everyone. Here comes Dylan. Mike into the picture. Dan's back. Perry has dropped a little bit. Now side by side with Mac. My mistake. Data tried again to get to CJ. That time it wasn't as successful. Scene will move up to 2nd, and Bug now trying to take 3rd.
Fantastic on the intermediates this season. he had a great race in Las Vegas, but just couldn't seal the deal with his first career pole and the first time ever in the race. Starting to show that he has some serious speed in this Xfinity Series, and maybe see him pull out that first win today.
Dana still trying to make that bottom lane work. 14 in, and we're still all clumped up here at the front. You gotta look all the way back to about 16, 17. Yeah, 17th place Raven, maybe even throwing Dalton until you get a real kind of split back to AC and 19. Everyone here is still right up here in the start here. I mean, it's also kind of point of the race where, you know, drivers aren't fully accustomed to the track. And oh, I think the caution's out. I think I saw lights on the caution. Light Arctic around in the 53, and Gino kept in the 38. That will bring the field most definitely back together now, as Gino kept a lot of damage into that outside wall. I think everyone else was able to get away from that, but crash in the back involving two drivers that wish they could have had a slightly better start to their Xfinity campaign so far this season. Gino Kep's got heavy damage. He's bringing that car to pit road. Let's see if we can figure out how this all started.
Let's take a look at what happens here as entering turn 1, Sheldon Creek gets a big run on the 53 Arctic, hooks him into Gino Cap. Pretty hard impact for the both of them, as nobody else collected. They stay up in the top lane of 1 and 2. I'm not sure if Gino Cap will be able to continue the race. I doubt with that much damage. I think Arctic could continue, but early wreck here, 3-car incident, and well, Phil will be under caution, will be bundled back up.
Wrecked in front of him, Sean has not had the greatest start to his race after winning an Auto Club last season. He'll try and move up now. Let's get back to the restart. We are going to double foul them up here in the NAPA Sim Series. We have not seen many double foul restarts this season, but with how wide this racetrack is, NAPA Sim officials feel a little bit frisky today. We're going to double them up here. Bug on CJ's outside here. CJ will be the control car, but that outside has had a lot of momentum. We'll see how it fires off here on this restart. It'll be lap 21 when we hit the line. Both Gino Kep and Arctic did not continue after their accident, so Sheldon Creed will probably be getting a few letters in the mail. We are back underway. Bug with a great restart. I'm not sure if he jumped it, but I don't think the officials are going to care too much. Bug now in control. CJ has to go get it back.
We'll see. Got a good run, maybe a push there from the 7 scene, but not the same on the bottom lane's gonna be the slow lane here on the starts. Data and a huge push coming from 13 of Nexus, and now we're gonna start seeing that 3x3 and even 4 wide action start. Look at them fan out. We are 3x3 but 4x4. Whoa, Dan on the apron. We are getting everywhere here as everyone is hustling for position. Look at that, almost 5 wide. Mac wanted to make it 5 wide real bad, but he thought better of it.
Oh man, Mac was still thinking about it off of the wall, but chose to stay behind Dan. That was probably the smart move. They're also right for a second there. CJ tries to take that spot there in that middle lane, but it looks like Dana's going to be able to wrap that high lane, have a chance here to run down Bug, but I mean, look at this mess here. That's Raven in the middle with Dalton and Perry. Big mess here. As is all the contact. Raven sends teammate Dalton up into the wall with Matthew. Last race winner. Is the caution out? Yes, we are back under caution. Bug leads him to the line, and Dalton, who is running mid-pack, was just starting to move forward, has been hooked by rookie and teammate Raven. I'm not really sure if that was on purpose. I don't think so. I think just a misjudgment from a driver still getting used to this racetrack. but a horrible mistake that has most likely taken out 2 more drivers out of contention for this win. Well, we're going right back to the replays.
We are right back here to the replay mode. Let's take a look what happens here. Entering 3 and 4. Raven run. Tries to get to the inside of Dalton. Tries to make it stick. Can't. Hooks the 48 of Dalton into the 90 of Matthew. Dalton looks like he's okay. I'm not even sure about Matthew. I think Matthew will stay in the race, but he'll definitely be off the pace. Last week's winner looks like he will not be able to repeat.
Yeah, it's the story of one race to the next. Last race, you're on top of the world in this race. Possibly might be heading for the hauler. Let's get one more look. Just maybe tried to get to Dalton's inside, and she just kind of sent it in a little bit too deep, and just that side contact pushed him up the track. Not sure how the team meeting is going to go after this race. Right back under caution, though. We'll get back to the restart. Doubling them up once again here. Quick caution will lead them back to the restart. Dalton and Matthew pitted for their repairs. We will monitor their progress. Now Data gets the outside. Can he get the jump that Bug did on the last restart? Let's find out. Back into the restart zone. We are back underway. And good start from Data. He will get that notch, get that left leg, but let's see how he holds off into turn 1 here. Bug able to keep ground. Chase got going a 3 wide bottom here. Off into 1. Big run from Chase. Just couldn't hold it off exit. Data will get the run. He will go to the lead.
And CJ now trying to get in on this wayside up here for the first time today as well. Good, Bug right now already has 2 wins. Big run, tries to send it in, but he has way too much momentum. As we are 3x3 and 4x4 even. Again, we are actually 4x4, a couple rows deep there for a second. And you can just see how chaotic these restarts are as everyone wants to get to the front, but not everyone can. 4 wide, still in the 1.
Saw a little bit of contact up ahead. Look at the hood of NASCAR Sim. You saw a little bit of damage off in turn 1. NASCAR Sim just ran into the back of someone. You can see just his hood's just slightly bent up, but we'll see how that affects him aerodynamically. Bug right back on Data's tail. I don't know where to look. Look at Buka Blitz up the middle. Drives it in, takes the spot from NASCAR Sim, but then has to get off the gas a little bit, but slides up in front of him. And it is a big mess all the way back to the back. Here's Brett Blue having a great run to start. Top 20 in consecutive races. What a great start for him. A lot of rookies all over the place. There's Spen, there's Raven, there's Whitty. Almost made contact with Noah. It is a mess back here and up in the front as well. C drives it in. Looks like Bug did as well because he takes back the lead. Here comes Wayside.
Bug has already won on the only big track we've gone to this year at Daytona, and he also won Phoenix. Bug looking for his 3rd win of the season, and you know that Bug has never won 1 or 2 races in a season. He did that in season 2, and that was his only multi-win season. He already changed that with the win in the 4th race season at Phoenix, and after a couple times, it's looking like he wants to tear it up in this Xfinity Series, and so far, he has done that.
I mean, if you want to just talk about something here, in the last few seasons, 2 to 3 seasons, this is actually the best equipment that Bug has ever been in. Just in the lower level, Alberto was struggling a little bit in the Cup Series. You see them having a slight bit of a resurgence this year, but this is the best that Bug has had in a long time, and I mean, as much as you can say about him having 2 wins after being a former Cup driver, he has also outdueled many Cup veterans that have came and bushwhacked in the series so far. So this is legit speed that Bug has still had. Just, you would think coming back from an injury, trying to, be the same or better than you once were, to go out here and already have 2 wins and absolutely solidify a playoff spot. That is great for him, and the Data wants to get back to how he was last season. Another driver that had a multi-win season out of wins last season, but Bug drives it on the bottom, makes it work, and keeps the top spot. Wayside and Scene hanging on, and Peyton's moved back to the top 5.
Yeah, as you see, someone is way far behind the field. I can definitely tell. Yeah, it's Bella. Way far behind the field already. Got some guys struggling here. Chase has kind of dropped back after that electric start he had.
I mean,
dropping in the lower ends of the top 10. As Nexus Code trying to push Mike past him. He will now. Nexus Code to the inside of him. Still quite a lot of battling having an impact. I think they're already kind of starting to calm down. It may be seeming.
And battle for the lead once again. Dana keeps trying that bottom lane. He's made it work a few times, but not every time. Bug's able to hang on once again. But Dana has a lot of confidence in his race car. He's been one of the few to just continue to try. And while he hasn't been too successful at it, he's been alright. He's been holding his own here. And now you got Wayside just jockeying everywhere. Where do you go here? This is one of those racetracks where you definitely, if you have the opportunity to draft, you want to draft because you want to try and get yourself away due to, I mean, just how wide this racetrack is. It's easy to kind of stay with another guy. Now, Data shouldn't have ran the bottom that time. Wayside will take second, but Wayside now moving up. Already has a win in Xfinity this season in the 51 car. That's driven by Isolated this weekend. And not having the greatest run so far, but still hanging on. Someone that's having a good start to his race. How about Spen in the top 20? First time here, he's making it work ahead of multiple rookies. There's Raven and AC right there, and also Sean right ahead of him. But now, Spen will try to get to his outside, and Nexus Code has also drifted back after being up front early.
Yep, and maybe we're starting to see the Bushwhackers slowly take a hold of this race because now basically 2 cut drivers in the top 2 now, and we've got more threatening. And actually now Wayside is going to go for the lead now. He got it at the line. We'll be able to take it into turn 1. Let's see here. Bug still evenly matching. Bug is being able to hold off all these Chargers in the lead with the middle line. And it looks like he may be able to do the same with the 2 Wayside. No, they're still side by side. Another back straightaway. Wayside has a small bit of a run here off of turn 2, but can he do anything with it? Into the entrance of 3. No, Bug's gonna clear him.
Ooh, and now Bug has to slide up and does exactly that, but does he do it well enough? Yes. Wayside got a lap on him, but Bug takes it right back in. He is looking very, very strong today. And this one of those seasons that is definitely going to spook a lot of the other drivers that are full-time with Bug. And I mean, you also have the 05 that is full-time mostly, just of course with bushwhacking cars, but the 05 has not had the speed at all that the 50 has had all this year. So this is just Bug proving that he's still got it, but Wayside still trying to challenge him. These are 2 winners so far in Xfinity, trying to get another one, but Bug will again hang on, and now you can see the spread begin. They're single file throughout practically the entire top 10. You see Peyton, Dylan, and Dan 5th, 6th, and 7th. Here comes out turn forward, and Mike has broken into the top 10, continuing to impress in underfunded equipment, running way ahead of where he should be. And also his teammate Brett Blue, looks like he's faded back a little bit now, but also was having a great, oh yeah, he's faded back now. So I'm not sure what happened there, but Brett Blue's now faded back now. But this team, they are looking strong here, and they're still consistent top 15, top 20 runs is great enough for them, and Mike has been exceeding that by far. Bug still up front. Dan trying to split the middle. Data's slightly drifting back, and CJ still trying to get another opportunity to hold the lead in 8th.
Yep, 3 wide here is to see these 2 clear Peyton. Ooh, Dan got a horrible entry in the 2. Maybe see if he can cover it off the exit 2. Yeah, they will easily. Huge run. Dylan's going to clear both Data and Peyton, and Dan might do the same. Yes, he will.
Peyton will now drive it back in. Just doesn't make that bottom work very well. CJ will now have a run. Ooh, big run there. Looks like Cena also might have a run on Wayside. Dylan running the tribute car to Nick Jonides. Doing it well right right now, up to 4th, trying to move even one forward, really make it 3 wide. Bold move here after what we've seen all race on with little to no grip in those bottom lanes, but hoping for now, but exit is always the problem, and you can see it right there. You just can't hold your car as well as you could on the higher lanes because you begin to slide up, and you don't want to slide up into the car ahead of you, causing you to let off the throttle. And well, you can see right there what that does. Now it's going to get freight train. Data's back, CJ's back, and Scene up to 2nd, but Bug easy holding in right now, no contest.
Yeah, Bug has now taken command of this race. Maybe similar, maybe not too similar to I did in Phoenix. He took command of the latter half of the race. We're going to see if that continues here, because he will probably be continuing challenge for the remainder of this race by the guys who can keep up with them. We look there, some guys who like Dalton struggling to make their way through the field after their incidents and such.
Yeah, going back here to the later portion of the field, this is all right around the top 20. Looks like they're pacing here, pacing at 190 miles an hour, 2x2. Here comes Jack to the outside of Isolated. Early in this race, he was not even able to keep up with this first group. Maybe came down pit road, got some tires, I'm not sure, but he is flying in that 72 car, battling with the big guns here. Jack making some progress. He has moved up into the 21st position. This is the highest I've seen this car run all season, practically. Making it work. Sean is just not able to get a handle on his race car. Not sure what it's been, just hasn't made it work very well. There's Flower finally trying to move up the field a little bit. Noah's also trying to follow her through. And just a big group of cars back here. And as you mentioned a few laps ago, Matt, yeah, there is Michael just has not really been able to move forward much with the damage that he suffered. But hanging with some mid-pack cars, maybe if he gets a few more cautions, goes like can pick up a few cars, can try to maybe still salvage out maybe a top 15, top 20 day. But for now, just doesn't have anything for him as Wayside back to 2nd here, but Bug just going on. No one can be able to get by him. Maybe can make a move, but just can't actually make the pass.
These two NASCAR Sim and Mike have been battling to show them that they have actually caught up to these two. Could get very interesting if these guys have some speed and they start overtaking some guys. Imagine like a NASCAR Sim win wouldn't be too insane, because we did see that 8 car get 2 wins, one with NASCAR Sim in Atlanta and then one with Isolated at Homestead in a pretty dominating last half fashion. But absolutely imagine a Mike win, because of that St. Angelo organization, their struggles have been documented well, and even I believe wrecked out of the 500, not the 500, but the Daytona Racing Xfinity. This organization looked in huge trouble before the season started, even at the beginning of the season. But I wonder how much a win would change that organization.
Yeah, I mean, this has just been Mike all season long. Got into a wreck at Vegas that kind of ended what has been an amazing start to his season. But he is still just flying forward and just doing overly exceeding expectation that this team had. Mike will have target for most of the year is, real quick here, left car Matthew is maybe screwed over Bug here a little bit here. Bug might have got held up by Matthew in 1 and 2. Can Wayside get that top spot back? Matthew's slow car.
Yes, he can, and actually Steen might take 2nd now as a result of that. Bug had a terrible exit on 4.
Yeah, Matthew's a slow car, way off the pace. He had made minimum speed, but with how wide this racetrack is, look at that front straightaway. Speed, just nothing there. Just, I guess, just trying to get a little bit more experience for his cup race tomorrow. Who knows, if he ends up getting put in the same situation where he has a damaged race car, for all we know, that is exactly what he's going to need to just claw out some more positions here. Mac going to try and fit it 3 wider between Mike and Dana. There's Matthew again here. Just getting past Wayside, evidently back in the lead. Scene back to 2nd, but this is a mess here. Dana, who's just leading not many laps to go, will now fall outside of the top 10 here almost. And both NASCAR Sim guys, don't forget, look at that little bit of hood damage. He had some contact early in the race with someone. Still moving forward. Mike's up in 8th and back with a huge dive. There under Mike and Dana. He'll try to fit it 3 wide. Mike just had to get off the gas. Mac was going to use him up. Took the spot. Mike now gets back in behind him. And still just trying to move forward. Bokovitz as well is also faded back here. Big mess here in this mid-pack. Dylan takes a spot back from NASCAR. And they are 3 wide back here as well. Wherever you look, there's intense racing on this racetrack. And Mac, who has struggled a little bit today, just kind of has been right around that top 10 to top 15 range. Now being able to move forward here a little bit. 3 wide here, right ahead of him. That's for 9th. Mike and NASCAR, and they've been side by side the last 10, 15 laps it feels like.
A lot of foot damage, I think, when we just panned them.
Yeah. And there is Matthew still kind of holding up this field here just a little bit. Chase almost makes a little bit of contact there. Not really sure how long Matthew's going to keep it going, but we're already getting into the thick of things. 14 laps to go. This race is kind of flowing by now that we've gotten a green flag run. And this is the battle up at the front of the field. Wayside just not letting anyone take that spot back from him. Bug trying to get back to the lead. Just has not been able to do it. Dan now moving forward up in the 3rd. CJ's back in the mix. It's going to be a battle all the way to the end here between these drivers. And back here, these guys are hoping for something to possibly get back into this mix here, all the way back from Dylan back to Bokoblitz, 7th through 12th. That's 12 laps to go.
Yeah, and now it is down to 6 as Matthew did play a part in pretty much out of the pick, pretty much got a caution. We fly by to the entire field here. Wayside is a bit of a lead here now. And I do think we'll catch that 47 more times up. I'm not sure. But we may do so, as everyone now trying to get by that 05 of Peyton potentially. Everyone wanting to get into the best position they can to try and go at that number 52 of Wayside.
Caution's out. Caution's, oh, there's trouble. Bokoblitz and Mac. We were just panning them just a few laps ago. And now they are both sideways in front of the pack. Sub NASCAR needs to have a bit more awareness so he doesn't make any contact. Back under caution. Looks like Matthew might have been involved as well in the 90. We were just panning this group a few laps ago. As drivers needed a break, a caution to get them back in the battle for the lead. And all of a sudden, this race has flipped on its head. 180 with the caution right around 10 laps to go. Caution is out, and I'm not sure what went wrong here, but Mac, another race where he gets caught up in an accident. Let's see how this started.
Take a look at what happens here. Trying to get around the 36 data Mac. Bokoblitz looks like he sends it in way too deep, or maybe Mac has a bad run. Gets into him, and then Bokoblitz tries to avoid the spinning 44 and can't. Nexus Code got a piece of that as well. Unrelated, we see the 90 and Matthew here. He goes into the garage, has some issue, has a suspension issue. End of his day. That he was lapped. End of his day. Mechanical failure, and well, I'm not sure if that 44 could continue. I think the 54 will be able to continue, but I'm not sure if the 44 can or wants to continue this race.
Yeah, what an awful year for Max. Still just looking for a win in any series, and with the amount of opportunities he has had, it's going to have to happen eventually, but it will not happen today. Let's get another look here to show a better view of how this started. It seems like this has just been a recipe all race. Nexus Cup getting a slight piece of it, just drivers entering it in and just misjudging where the car below you or above you is on the racetrack. Seems like that's caused every wreck today. And its victim, the 2 drivers that have been in the top 10 all race long. It's going to be a shootout to the end. It's going to be fun. Double firing up, and what could be the final time? Who knows? We'll be going through 8 laps to go. And from what we've seen all race long, the big bubble competition, big implications here on this restart. 8 laps to go. We got Alberto teammates lined up on that outside lane. I'm sure Bug wants to get together with Payne here on this restart. Let's see how this goes. Wayside in control. back into the restart zone. We are back underway, and again, the high side just goes so much. Bug will be able to take the lead here, but can he clear off in the 1 and 2? We will see. Wayside trying to hang on.
CJ shooting for that 3 wide, and he's not going to be able to make it work. Horrible run here. Wayside also with a bad run in turn 2. That might allow the Alberto to steal 1-2. Wayside to recovers it a little bit off
Big
exit,
push.
but then can't get it going. Alberto 1-2. Let's see if Paint goes for glory here. He's gonna stay behind his brother Bug. We're gonna see. Looks like he'll stay behind his brother Bug as Bug is starting to run away with this lead. Just a little bit.
Isolated, made a big move there on Chase, and these two teammates, they work together. Peyton gave Bug a big push down the back straightaway and just chose to let him have it there. I'm sure Wayside's like, man, just these double foul restarts have really not benefited the car on the bottom. But with how wide this racetrack is, there is time to get back up there. Mike gets right behind NASCAR Sim there. I mean, it is go time. There is coming to 6 laps to go here this time by. There is no time to wait. You gotta go. Look at this mess. This is all drivers that are not even involved with the battle for the win, but everyone knows that they're trying to grab these positions. Look at Jack ripping top. He's been at it most of this race today. Sheldon Freed behind him, still trying to recover from his early accident. And I mean, 6 laps to go here. This is the all right here. Who is going to get it done here with 6 laps to go? Everyone's trying to get formed up, but frankly enough, Bug is driving away.
Yeah, now he's got that teammate in Peyton to defend for him, and he's going to try and hold off that number 52 Wayside, that number 97 again, and who else might try to come to win the challenge for this lead. And lots of battling here because of NASCAR off turn 4 mile goodbye. Yes, and more. Mike takes 9th as well as a result, and 3 wide there. Chase looks to the inside of NASCAR since he had a horrible turn 4.
Yeah, now things are definitely getting a little bit more spread at par. NASCAR Sim's falling out of the top 10. Isolate is now taking that 10th spot. And Dan will get around Peyton for 2nd. If there is anyone to run down Bug, it is Dan. One of the connoisseurs here of Auto Club. One of the best drivers you will probably ever see at this racetrack. He knows exactly how to run this racetrack. And he is going to try and run down Bug. But behind him here, these guys are just all getting into battles. And they're screwing themselves over. Raven nearly slides up into Noah there. That's the 2nd team / affiliate car Raven got into today, but they keep it going. Jack up to 16th here, getting a toe off of Chase, who's just had around an average day. But all these guys back here know that it is go time. With only 4 laps to go, presumably this is the last restart of the day. Who is going to catch up to Bug? Will it be Dan? Could Payne get there? Or does Dylan see anyone back here have a chance? But Bug, while the gap is closing, we have seen how tough it is to pass the lead today. What can Dan do coming to 3 laps?
What's his track record in these bush tracking races is not great. We saw back there in AC was on the apron. They are going crazy back there right now. Everyone trying to get as many spots as they can here in this last quick section of the race. But it may just come down to this top 3. And even then, Dan's not really gaining. Bug, he coming into 3 and 4. He still has that number 97 machine chasing him. Peyton in 3rd, maybe willing to block, trying to make sure no one else can get in this fight. And now here we go, off of turn 4. Let's see if Dan starts gaining here. Just a bit he does. 2 to go. Can Bug hold on for his 3rd win?
Wayside has fallen all the way back to 8th. That is has a long run car. He drifted back. We'll see if he can gain a few more spots here before the end of this thing. How about TXN suddenly moving into the top 10? He has been so consistent all season long, trying to keep that top 10 streak going. Payne will actually give a little bit of draft to Dan. But what will Payne do now? Will Payne try to bail and make the pass? Payne drives to the bottom, playing a little bit of offense against Dan to help out his teammate Bug. And we will make it. Coming to the white flag, we have a big battle here for the win, but presumably Bug should have this here. Just runs 4 clean corners, looking for win number 3 as they battle behind them.
Watch out if Bug makes a big mistake. Dan get a big run. Remember last season in the Cup race, we were wrecking in the back. Wayside, huge wreck in the back.
Big trouble in the back. We'll get back to that.
But I was gonna watch out for the big run from Dan. If he gets to that back bumper butt, we saw him dump next. But it's not gonna matter.
No.
Off of turn 4.
Caution is out, but it won't matter.
Bug at the line. He is gonna take home win number 3 in Southern California.
Big crash in the back. Looks like most of the field's made to the line. Javier comes out of here with the top 10. Sheldon Creed in 9th. Chase is all bent up. There are crashed cars everywhere. Isolated. Seed. I don't think Mac was involved. He was just far back wayside. No, NASCAR Sim. Perry is in it. I think Sean might have been involved. Mike is in it in the 12. Oh, he has had such a great day. Huge trouble in the mid-pack of the field. But Bug will come out on top. That is win number 3 of the season. Looking to put up an already dominant season and put himself in championship form. But first, we gotta take a look at how this big wreck started.
Let's take a look at the big wreck of the last lap here. Scene, not sure what happened. Maybe car issue. Runs out of fuel. Something. Mike tries to get around, hits him, collects wayside. Several other cars get collected in this ordeal. NASCAR Sim isolated. Then Chase tries to avoid it, and he got hit by the 70 of Perry, shown off screen. You got some other guys collected in it, and a big incident that ruined several. That's gonna ruin several days, and it will heavily uplift the days of some other guys. As a result, very rare thing you see a last lap wreck, but it happened, and it took out some very good cars.
Yeah, just a little stat here before we show another replay. All 4 SW cars were taken out, or not taken out, but were all involved in accidents that affected their days. There's Boca Blitz, inside, isolated, and Arctic retired. Bad day in the shop for SW. Alright, here's another look. Scene just, has a problem, something. Not fully sure what it was, gets into him. Wreck here, isolated. NASCAR Sim's gonna fly in, and here's Chase. Little contact there with Perry, made a great wreck avoidance. Little bit of contact there, Noah kind of put him back in place, but Perry also was having a great day in the top 15 all day. This wreck is sadly going to cost him many positions here, as you can see him slide down the run corners. Everyone's racing back to the line to win this race. Slight contact there with Perry, but that ended up costing the 2 spots. There goes Sheldon Creed and Javier. They're going to get a top 10 out of this race. They were both outside the top 20 with only a few laps ago. They get a top 10. But still, great wreck avoidance from Chase. Helped him from finishing 11th instead of finishing back in the 30s. Let's get to the finishing results from today's exciting race. And let's take a look at the finishing results from today's race. A wild one here at our club that sees Bug come out of nowhere with around 20 laps to go or so, take the lead from Wayside on that final restart, and just win his 3rd race of the season. Bug looking like an early championship threat. Who's surprised when a cup driver from last season moves down to Xfinity and wins a bunch of races? Who's surprised? No one. But coming off of an injury, that is pretty impressive. Dan comes home 2nd, Peyton 3rd, Dylan 4th. Data rounds out the top 5. All 5 of those drivers were in the top 10 pretty much the entire day. Stayed out of the chaos. CJ comes home 6th, and TX said, man, this guy in his top 10s is unbelievable. He comes home 7th after being a no-show practically the entire race. Comes out of nowhere. Nexus 8th. Sheldon Creed gets his first career top 10. And what a way to do it. Watching the whole field self-destruct in front of you, just come out through the smoke with the top 10. Same with Javier. Those two came out of nowhere. Great for them. Chase fell back to 11th. I mean, there's so much drivers you can mention. You're all throughout this top 20. How about Jack coming home 12th? What a great day for him. We'll see how that works out for him in the cup race tomorrow with a little bit of momentum. Raven 13th. I want to say that's her best finish of her season. Same as Whitty in 14th. Cole, nice momentum off of Vegas, comes up with the top 15, and Spend as well. Bunch of rookies with some career days. Noah 18th, Sup NASCAR 19th. Great runs for a lot of underfunded teams and rookies. Then you got guys like Dalton and AC who just fell back a little bit there. Dalton, of course, with damage, and AC just wasn't that good all day. Sean fell back to 26, trying to avoid the wreck. There's Boca Blitz and Perry who were involved in accidents. And then we look at the later stages of the field. Bella's going to come out of here with the top 30 as the whole field wrecked in front of her. And then a bunch of drivers. Wayside, Mac, Isolated, Scene, and Mike, NASCAR Sim as well. All drivers that were victims of that last lap accident. Just unlucky for these guys. And of course, you have Matthew, Arctic, and Gino Cap, who are not able to finish this race. Same as C and Mike. Even though they are credited one lap down in the official results, they will be credited with DNFs as they were not able to make it to the line. They had to be towed back. So, first DNFs for multiple of these drivers this season. As what an unbelievable race. Now, Mac, we head to you after a crazy 60 lap race. 4 cautions unofficially with that last lap wreck counting as a caution. A lot of front runners being taken out, a lot of bushwhackers, just a lot of chaos. But in the end, Bug still comes out on top. What are your thoughts from this insane race?
Well, I mean, absolutely insane how that ending went, but third win of the season for Bug. Wonder who might try to stop this man.
Yeah, coming off an injury as well. He might not even be at full form yet, but if he's not yet, he definitely is now because he has 3 wins and is just racking up playoff points as we're going to head into the playoffs way down the line. But still, Bug just getting as many bonus points as he can to put himself as a lock to be a championship favorite. But that will do it from Auto Club here, and we've still got the Cup Series tomorrow. If this race was insane, how will the Cup race be? Even quicker cars, even more skilled drivers. What will happen in that race? Who knows? But that will do it here in Southern California. Congratulations to Bug on his 3rd win of the season. But myself, Dylan, with also Mac in the booth. That'll be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the race, and we will see you guys tomorrow for the Cup Series at Auto Club.